Hi folks, it's been a couple of days since I got my bucket garden set up, and I got some of these plants started, and I'm looking right now at these okra plants, and originally I wasn't sure if these were going to make it, but now it looks like they will. I can see new growth, especially on that one in the back. I see new growth, and these little okra plants are looking healthy now. There were 3 in one container, and I tore the 3 of them apart and planted them, and I wasn't sure if they were going to make it, but I think that they will. And so far, even though it's only a few days, and you can't really tell after only a few days, all these tomato plants all look like they're gonna be okay. And the stevia and that basil, and plus these pepper plants, they're all looking good. But what I really wanted to show here was the soil. Now, some people have wondered, I've actually had comments saying that how can you be sure that the soil is moist and stuff, and it's simple. You just dig down in there a little bit, and you can feel the moisture in the soil. It's not wet, but it's a little moist. You got to go down a couple inches, but it's nice and moist. And I have quite a lot of organic material in here, so it's not clumping maybe as well as you might think it would. But this is not dirt. This is like gardening soil with compost and stuff mixed in it. But I can feel the moisture in there, and you can see that it holds together pretty well, even towards the top. Now today, I've decided what I'll do here is I'm going to plant beets, probably in this bucket. And now a lot of people don't like beets, and I used to think I didn't like beets either. But when I was a kid, my parents used to buy canned beets once in a while, and I hated them. And I always thought I didn't like beets. But then one year I grew beets just as an experiment, and I actually like fresh beets. And one of the good things about beets is that the root, the tuber, is edible, and the greens are edible too. So it's a very economical plant to grow, and it's also one of the easiest plants to grow. It's very forgiving on soil and even water. I really think beets are an excellent thing for a home gardener to grow. I really do. They're a lot easier than a lot of other vegetables. So this is what I'm going to grow in these last 3 buckets. Now, these are not 2014 seeds. These are 2013 seeds. So there's some chance that some of these, it's more likely that they won't germinate. But I'm going to take that chance. And I'm going to start out with these beets. Now, this kind of gardening, obviously there's no room for furrows. So I just put a lot of little finger indentations, and then I put a seed in each one, and I'm putting a bunch, and probably some of these are going to need to be they're going to need to be thinned out. So I have these seeds and I'm going to use them, and just put a little seed in each one of these little finger indentations, and I'll get a bunch of them in there. And the chances are pretty good that these are mostly gonna germinate and grow. They don't take that long to grow. It says here 57 days, so it's a pretty fast plant to grow. And that should be good. Put these in here. So, I don't know how many that was. I didn't count them. But now I'll just water them in, and I will actually, for the next couple of days, I'll water the tops of these buckets that have the seeds in them. I'll water them every now and then, once a day, because just to be sure that they have enough until they get started. And then I put in that cage. That cage will keep the birds and the cats out. And I'm just going to do the rest to the rest of these buckets. This one's going to be Kohlrabi. And Kohlrabi, the seeds are teeny. For those of you who don't know, Kohlrabi is another offshoot of cabbage. Kohlrabi is pretty popular in Europe, and it's something like the stem of a broccoli plant, and I like it. It's good in soup and stews, and just as a steamed vegetable. Kohlrabi is one of my favorite vegetables to grow in a garden. It's not one of my favorite to grow to buy in the supermarket, and there's no reason that it needs to be, but it's expensive. And I guess it's just because it's not commonly eaten in the USA. But, you know, like I say, it's pretty popular in Europe. So I'll just get some of these planted. And I think the last time I grew these, I grew about 5 of them in one of these buckets. So and they'll make a vegetable with a sort of like a tuber, but it isn't. But they're sort of like a round ball, like you see here. And it's just like the stem of broccoli, but you know, I like it. And the last one is going to be carrots, so I'm going to just dampen the topsoil here and then do the carrots, and that'll be the end. So that's really about it for this video. So thanks for watching.